I gotta move over a little bit.
Is that the producer's name? Mr. Jackson?
I guess. It's been a while. We're out of stink here or something. I don't know.
Scooch over and join me.
Okay.
So there's more of these things.
Oh, every time we come on here,
but I want to.
There's things.
I really want to touch that.
We're
one.
on.
Can I touch that one?
Sure, but that's like for a link.
Yeah, I know.
Oh.
But it says 2 links, 0 featured. So I think if we do
hit that.
Show, can we show them both?
Mm.
Show. Whoa, you can only do one.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh, we could switch them. That's what that. Hey, see what it looks like on your phone.
Okay.
Sorry, we're not yet. We're here.
We've just been.
And we miss you guys.
We've just been
Let's see what that
messing
looks
around
like.
with stuff here. Some new things here.
Yeah, no, it's so hit. Yeah.
Oh, both are there.
No, I know that, but.
Hi, Mary and Kathy Ann. How are ya?
Well, you can.
Hi, Debbie.
You can say hi to more people.
I am as it's going through.
Oh, all right.
Yes, we're here.
It's there. Oh, it shows.
Hello, Kelly.
That's so neat. It shows it at the bottom. Yeah, but
We're glad to be back. Oh, near us, Kathy Ann?
Okay.
Hi, Tammy.
I'm super distracted. And
there's Patty. Hello, Patty and Tom.
I'm super distracted right now. I apologize for that. I'm looking at all these new gadgets, Facebook. It feels like we've been gone forever.
Yeah, we have been.
We have been.
Several weeks?
6 weeks. I think this is our longest hiatus ever. I think. Sure there's a fellow EDSer. Zebra, yes.
Yes, you are closer, Kathy. That's true. We'll have to get some coffee one of these days.
Closer to the cafe, and more importantly, closer to our plant-based meetup, which happens 2 weeks into
May 6th.
May 6th. Yeah.
If you're local, May 6th meetup.
Yes. So,
hello, Jill. So we probably should introduce ourselves.
We should.
In case someone's on here that doesn't know who these crazy people are.
Yeah, I think we've been out of the...
Yes, Kathy Ann.
We've been out of the loop so much. It's probably going to take a little bit to get back. But in any event, good evening.
I'm Heather Kaufman.
She is. And I'm Tim Kaufman, and we run a page called Fat Man Rants. Together, we have lost 290 pounds. But more importantly, we've regained our health. We live a healthy, happy, and active life on a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. We come to you guys on Sunday nights, except for the past 6 weeks. 6 weeks. We should talk about that.
Yes.
Because we know what happened to us is literally out there for anyone. And if we can do it...
You can too.
Yeah, and Joyce, the reason why you haven't found us, because I know you emailed... we haven't been on.
We are sorry.
Yeah.
Hello, Faye, and there was someone else that I missed. It went too fast on me.
So we've been off for 6 weeks. We've had like a whirlwind of stuff, life stuff happen. Some good stuff and some not so good stuff. Heather's father passed away
in March.
Well, is it?
It's April now.
So, a month ago.
Hi, Lynn.
Has it been a month?
Over a month.
Over a month ago. And we had obviously a lot of stuff to do to take care of all that. And we've got a lot of exciting stuff going on in our group and books and all sort of stuff. So we've been super busy. And honestly, I'm just going to be honest. And Heather, don't get mad at me for being honest. It's when you get onto the routine, like I literally just made a blog post about this on my website. When you get out of the routine, it's so hard to get back into it. whatever it is. Like, we talk about food and lifestyle and wellness stuff, but really, like, financially, everything. The magic is in the consistency.
Yes.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And even something like this, you know, and we had legit, valid excuse not to show up. And then it just got easier not to show up. And it's going to be a little bit to get the wheels going again.
Right.
And it cost us, you know, getting out of that routine cost us efficiency, time, you know, and people kind of fall off our page. And so, yeah, there's a price to pay without being consistent. And it works this way all through life.
And we hope to get back on track and stay here on Sunday nights.
Yes. Yes. Well, and also I'm training for Ironman, which has been taking a ton of time. I have a book coach now, guys. It's been 7 years I've been talking about my book that I wrote really fast, and it's been just kind of sitting, no pun intended, on the shelf for years. Mm-hmm. And I finally pulled the trigger, and I hired a book coach. So hopefully my book will get wrapped up here in the next few months. And while we're talking about books,
if you are looking for a Mother's Day gift, we have our books. We did a bundle.
Well, maybe people don't even realize. So a lot of people know this book, okay? A lot of people have this book because there's tens of thousands of copies floating around. But many of you probably didn't know that Heather also wrote a book.
Winks from Heaven.
That's called Winks from Heaven. And it's done really well on Amazon, but we thought it would be really cool if we ordered some books. So we got a few cases shipped to the house, and I'll put yours in front of mine, of course. And so now what we did is we just made a little product on the website, and for a limited time, you can buy both of our books. They'll come neatly packaged in one envelope. If you want a gift for Mother's Day, or you're just interested in Heather's book. So you can buy it from Amazon, but if you want to buy it from us, you'll save some money, and we hand package each and every one of them with love.
I hand package.
Yes, but I print.
And it's with love, yes.
But I print the stickers out. Okay, we're supposed to be making a Pico today, and I think we should get going.
Yes.
I do. I think we should get going.
Actually, I never really liked Pico before. And we ended up going to our friend's house in Tennessee, and their son just loved Pico and had us over for dinner, and he got me to start liking Pico.
Well, we should talk about it, Willem, because I got a lot of cutting to do.
All right. So get crack-a-lackin'.
It's time to get crack-a-lackin'.
Hi, Darla.
All right, let's go.
Okay, let's see if I can do this without making a... There you are.
Oh, I probably got real... Okay, so look at... I've placed these in such a beautiful arrangement. It's almost like a fresh bouquet. So a couple things. Heather was mentioning that she never liked Pico. She has her reasons, and I have my reasons. I despised cilantro, and it's not for what you think. A lot of people think it's this... I think it's like a genetic thing, where some people think that cilantro tastes like soap. That's not what happened to me. Back in my juicing days, I heard cilantro was super healthy, so I took probably a bundle 4 times the size of this, put it through my juicer with an apple, and I attempted to drink it, and I got so grossed out, I couldn't stand the smell of cilantro for years and years and years. And Heather does not like spicy things. So we both have our things that we don't like, but for some reason we've...
or the stems.
Or we'll talk about that. But for some reason we've been really enjoying fresh Pico. It's just so... It's almost refreshing. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But so the recipe is actually in the description for this. And it calls for 4 tomatoes. I have a couple more because I got Roma. Now, the thing with Roma tomatoes, they're a little bit of a meatier tomato, and I enjoy using them more than like a beefsteak tomato because I feel like they're not as watery. They are a drier tomato. They hold together better. And I'm going to show you guys a trick, and hopefully I don't embarrass myself. But this is a really good way to cut tomatoes. Just you got to make sure you have a really sharp knife. So I set the tomato down. You can come in here.
Okay.
I set the tomato down on this flat side, and I take, and you, like I say, you got to have a really sharp knife. And I'll run my knife, or you zoom right in here. I run my knife right down like this, and then I turn it 90 degrees, and I do it again. Now I can get really nice, fine dice. Now stay them in here. And then when I cut, now here, you got to have a really sharp knife. But what happens is when I cut that, look at, they're all magically diced just the way we wanted them. And so these are super nice. So I'm going to buzz through these as fast as I can.
Terry says it's a great heavy metal detoxification.
I've read that before. And boy, did I detox. All right, I'm going to go kind of fast so people don't have to sit here and watch me. I should have maybe diced a couple of these ahead of time. But we'll get through a few of them so you could see.
All right, can I?
Sure.
Or do you want me to keep?
I don't know what they're gonna watch, but if you
well,
really,
all right, then I'll
maybe they'll
back
like
in here.
Maybe they'll like watching me. Maybe it's like satisfying watching all these tomatoes get diced. Let's do. Should we do them all? I mean, as long as we're doing it.
We have them.
Oh, we should talk about the summit. I put a link for the summit. And Ocean Robbins is putting on a huge summit with everyone in the plant-based community. All the big name doctors are going to be there. And this year, it's a very different summit. It's called the docu-series. So I put the link there if you want to sign up. It's free. It's a free registration. So I would definitely get on it. It happens in just a bit here. I think in 4 days. So here's my diced tomatoes. Now, you can use canned. I wouldn't do it. So there's my tomatoes. The next thing I'm going to do is this is kind of a bigger onion. I have a half of a red onion. And I want to do this smaller than I usually do it. If you ever see me, can you bring them back in? Sorry.
Yep.
I'm going to do this smaller. If you look, my knife is just maybe 1/8 of an inch. And then when I cut these, I want this fine because I really want this onion to get incorporated through. And so normally I do these big old chunks. If you can see out, it's not quite paper thin, but it's thin. And I'm going to put about half of a medium onion in there. And that's just lovely.
And Darla said something about the aromas here.
Okay, so, I'm sorry. So then, well, actually, this is important. And I'm sorry to keep doing this. You probably want to bring them back in here. Jalapeños. You all right?
Oh, I was trying to find her thing. Well,
can you just hold on one second?
Yep.
So, this is a jalapeno. Down here.
Right.
So what I'm going to do, because I want to make sure they see this, I'm going to take the head off this thing, and I'm going to cut this straight down the middle. Now, if you didn't know this, most of your heat and flavor is going to come from the seeds. So we're going to take this white part out and the seeds out. And the reason for that is we have people in the house that don't like heat. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I quite love the seeds, and I love the heat. I will say this. Please be careful not to touch your eyes or any sensitive skin after you're dealing with jalapenos.
Someone said aromas are less juicy.
They are. That's why we like to use them. I'm going to go rinse these off real quick just to make sure I get all the seeds out.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I want this to... What are you doing?
I'm trying...
Just hold on.
There we go. Okay.
Just hold on.
I got the
All right, don't hang up on.
back.
We got to get moving here. So I'm this half of jalapeno will make this probably on the mild / medium. 2 is going to get you medium, borderline hot. I'm going to let Heather decide what she wants.
I'll take 2.
Wow. So here's how I'm going to do this. Can you bring them back in?
Yep.
Okay. I take the skin part down. It's going to cut easier. And what I'll do is I'll make some really nice thin strips. See how thin I'm making these? There's a reason for that. What you want to do is get these so thin that when you have one, you're not eating half of the pepper. And please don't cut yourself. Now, you got them in tight. Now watch. I'm just going to take my knife and I'm just going to rock. See how small I'm making them? Don't be lazy when you're cutting these. Because the finer you make them, the more incorporated they get through. And actually, it'll give you less heat this way because you won't get these big chunks. So I'm going to go ahead. You want 2?
Yep.
Same thing. I'm going to get these really like a toothpick if I can. And if you want, you could chop these. But I'm going to just dice them super fine. And again, I'm just... This is taking longer than I thought. But we're doing good. Okay, so that's my jalapeno. And you can see how, I'm going to put them on the knife form. Can you get them back in here. See how fine these are? That's how you want these, really nice and fine. Let me get one more. And there's no seeds in here and no white stuff. So it's actually not going to be that hot. Now, before I do anything, I think that I'm going to give this a stir. And I think what I'm going to do right now, before I put my cilantro in here, I'm going to do some lime juice. Now, you don't have to buy lime in gallons. In fact, you can get a normal lime. Here's a pro tip. Put this in the microwave for about 20 seconds and then roll it in between your hands if anyone's ever done that before. And they're a lot easier to juice. This happens to be my daughter's for her dinner, so we're going to leave that one alone. And we're going to use our fake lime juice. It's not fake, it's just we didn't squeeze it. So I'm going to put 3 tablespoons of lime juice. If you really don't have lime, I suppose you could use lemon, but the lime actually really gives it a nice flavor. And while I'm doing that, I am going to take just some black pepper. The cool part about this is you really don't need a lot of spices because everything you need is kind of in there. So I'm doing a pinch of black pepper. And now I'm going to bring this in. And you can see all the lime juice. I'm just going to give this a stir to kind of coat everything just so I can start kind of separating before I put my fresh cilantro in there.
Hi, okay. Linda.
So there's that. Now, I want to show them how to do this because this is,
okay.
A lot of people are afraid of this. Cilantro, the leaf is the beautiful part, but the truth is the stem is where there's a whole lot of flavor. So here's how I do it. It might not be the right way. When I start, I have everything here, and when I start with the leaf, I want to bring my knife. I'm going about 1/2-inch cuts, and I want to show you what that looks like. So when I get here, it's almost like shredded leaves. They're kind of big. Now, as I work my way down, what I'm going to start doing, I'll separate this so you can see, I'm going to start getting closer and closer together. My cuts are getting much smaller, and the reason why I'm doing that is because, see, the flavor is actually in here. And if I try to take big cuts, you're going to have stems, and then people are going to say we eat leaves and twigs. But I'm going to do about that much. I'm leaving about this much. And that's a nice handful and a little bit of cilantro. Okay, I have one heck of a mess here.
Yes, you do.
So then, all I have left to do is incorporate all this beautiful. This is so simple, and it's so delicious. But I will say this. This won't be really good for at least an hour. Better overnight. And, boy, can you smell it? It smells so good. All right. So
yeah, so even better tomorrow. Yep, Darla.
All right, so now we have to do the most important thing, which...
No garlic.
No, and I want to talk about that because there's a lot of things you can add, but we're all about really simple here, and what I would rather do is give you guys a base to work with, and then we can jazz it up. And I'll give you some suggestions for that. So now, of course, we can't leave this in the stainless steel bowl because that will not look very good on Instagram. So we're going to transfer it to our very specially purchased, what color is this?
Teal
bowl.
or turquoise, whatever.
It's the turquoise bowl. And look at that. Would you please look at that? Isn't that just gorgeous? It's such a nice, fresh dish.
You know what? It's lovely.
It's lovely. It's so aromatic. It smells the whole house up. And it's so stinking easy to make. You really can do this in a couple of minutes. We took our time with it. Now, let's talk about things you can add into this. Some of my favorites. I love turning this into a corn salsa, especially if you get really not overcooked corn. Just kind of blanch some corn. Better yet, when it's corn on the cob season, if you slice corn on the cob right in here, oh my gosh, it's so good. You can do black bean, you can do garlic. Really, you can put any modification in here that you really feel like, but corn is a super good one.
Someone asked if you can, Deborah asked, can I replace the cilantro with something else?
Yes, but it's really not going to be pico. So you could use parsley.
Yep, they just said parsley.
If you really don't. But you're not going to get that cilantro taste, obviously. But if you were going to use parsley, which we happen to have a bunch on hand, you could use parsley, lime, and then I definitely put garlic. Definitely have a second spice in there for sure. But yeah.
Darla said, I wish I had smell-o-vision.
It smells really good. It's super good. What I like about this too, it's so simple. And like I say, you don't need a ton of spices because everything in there is really popping with flavor. So let's bring them in one more time. Ba-ba-ba. Isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's so lovely. All right, let's go. Oh, show them this too. See, it kind of makes its own little marinade. What you want to do is if you put this in the fridge, which you should, overnight, the next day, if you're thinking about it in the morning, it's probably the last thing you're thinking about for breakfast, but give it a little flip. Just to get all the marinade back over it and let it sit. And man, tomorrow this is going to be popping.
What about basil and lemon?
Oh, basil and lemon would be great too. I think you might want to do some research. I don't see why you couldn't put some fresh peppermint in here too, rather than the cilantro. It'd give it a different flavor for sure. But I know people do that stuff. All right. We also, by the way, you can very easily turn this into a noodle salad, a pasta salad, and what you can do, if you don't like cilantro, do everything that's in here in a pasta salad, and then just a little drizzle of maple syrup to give it a little sweet. And if you wanted to, you could put some vinegar in there too to give it a little... There's so much you can do with this mixture of stuff. It's delicious.
All right.
I feel like I should be working for the Pico companies. And now, for a limited time.
All righty.
Okay. I love our new tripod. It doesn't have broken legs.
It doesn't fall over.
It's great.
So far, I've even put diced cucumbers in mine.
Yeah, diced cucumbers will bulk it up too. And it's just a refreshing kind of thing, I think, you know? Yeah. So there's your fresh Pico. It's so easy. I guess I was always afraid of it. And it turns out there's nothing to be afraid of. The only thing I will say is cut those jalapenos up small. Otherwise you get big chunks and you get people mad at you. Yeah.
All right.
I think we did a great job.
Yeah. Was there anything you were going to
talk
about?
No, but just to... Well, yeah. Do you want to talk?
No.
Well, I'll talk.
About what?
So I'm sure you've been on my blog lately because I just wrote a blog. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, we have a newsletter. I'm terrible at this stuff, but we do. If you go to our website, right off to the right-hand side, you can sign up for a newsletter. How long does it keep in the refrigerator?
I don't know. A few days?
Yeah, I'm going to say it doesn't last long around here. But yeah, I'm sure probably at least 5 days, I would imagine. The lime juice actually is a really good preservative. And yeah, but all that said, so if I just sent out the newsletter, the monthly newsletter yesterday, and it comes with a free recipe. It comes with a recipe. It comes with a blog post that I just posted, and usually we do a spotlight of the month, which this month we spotlighted Love Life Telehealth, which is a great project that's starting up. If you're looking for a plant-based doctor, it's a great place to go to get a telehealth doctor that's 100% plant-based. All that said, I was writing a blog. I needed a blog for the newsletter. And I started, I just listen to people a lot. I listen to people when I'm trying to help people. I listen to myself, what's going through my mind. And I think we spend so much time looking for these magic things. Like we see success and we dig in there and we try to find out exactly what people are doing. And we always use food for an example, but let's use business for an example. Success, right? Success. Because we always talk about fitness and food. So even success, like you go sign up for these really expensive seminars and you go to these events and you're expecting that one thing, you got your notebook out and you're ready for that one thing that's going to change everything, and you realize that it's actually the most boring things in the world that get you success. And so I thought about this little line, and I know I'm going to screw it up, but if you want to do extraordinary achievements, they're just done with ordinary things for an extraordinary amount of time. So I know that was a mouthful, but we look at people's success and we see like, wow, look what you did, and you're waiting for this magic moment. And you realize, no, they just did ordinary stuff, but they just kept doing it over and over and over. And so when you look at these big, huge, strong people that have muscles bursting out of everywhere, they got muscles on their muscles, and you try to find out that thing that they're doing, it's like you realize they're just doing a lot more reps than you. And the people that have had the most success on a plant-based diet, they don't have a magic menu builder. They just do it over and over and over. Just the ordinary things like prepping your meals. And they do it over and over and over. And what happens is ordinary things over an extraordinary amount of time bring extraordinary results. So the key to this, and I say this a lot, is to not be result focused. Be process focused. And keep it simple, keep it repeatable, and just keep doing it. And if you get sold on the process, you don't have to worry about the results.
Good. Very good.
Yeah.
I like that.
And that's what I wrote, only I did it a lot shorter than that. But yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot. Like there's, it's not this magic thing. The magic is in the consistency. That's where the magic is. The success doesn't come from this formula. It just comes from hitting it every single day. So, if you want to become extraordinary at anything, do ordinary things for an extraordinary amount of time.
Yes.
And that's my advice.
Howdy, Katie.
And that's what I need to hear too.
We all do.
Yeah. Because I do this, like, I'm going to buy this program and I'm going to buy this and you don't need that. You just need to do the same thing over and over and over.
Yep.
Yes, that's the secret to results. So, with that said, are we done? Oh, we should remind people one more in case you're just joining us. We have, I feel like I'm on an infomercial. And for a limited time of 2 payments. No, so you can get both of our books. Heather's devotional book and my cookbook. I put on the website, there's a link in the description that will take you right to the website for the book bundle, which is $25.
$5 shipping.
Something like that. Yeah, $25 for both books. Heather's book is also available on Amazon. I'm too cheap to put mine on Amazon because they take...
And The cookbook is under Fat Man Rants
Yes.
Buy Stuff.
Yes.
Or you can get the free PDF as well.
Yes, and yeah, my cookbook is out there for free everywhere. But if you'd like Heather to package 2 of these books up so beautifully and ship them off to your house, just click the link below. And please don't forget to sign up for the amazing Plant-Based Summit that's coming up in 4 days. It's 100% free. It's a docu-series from all the big name doctors are involved, and it's going to be a whopping cool event.
And there was some people that said they had already signed up or were signed up.
Yes. Okay, with that said,
eat plants.
move your body.
All you got to do is a little more than you did yesterday.
Yes. And until next time, if you want extraordinary achievements, do ordinary things for an extraordinary amount of time.
Yes.
Have a fantastic week.
See you next week.